Big welcome everyone to this week's Then Mastermind, and we are very excited to share a lot of news, information, training on this webinar here today. For those who are new, as we are growing very fast, we got new communities connecting, we got new people coming on board, and with all these new people a part of this community, it is of course important to understand the system, the structure that we have in place right here in this business. So every single week we are running a webinar. This webinar is for everyone to get fully updated about the recent developments within the company. And we are always talking about the strategies that's coming for the coming weeks. And we'll also end off these webinars with training that is very relevant to where we're at right now, as the whole purpose is to continuously build the community, increase this community as much as possible, which is our job. And with that, of course, together with the corporate, together with Ultima, build this crypto ecosystem to new heights. So we are behind this, behind this webinar, the Dan, Danish, and Navid. We have been in the industry for a lot of years. We've seen a lot, and we are here for a reason. We see big things happening, and we're really excited for the industry of cryptocurrency, and we have a huge passion for this space. And we believe that everyone in the world need to get involved at this time, because what is happening around the world right now is that we are experiencing the biggest transfer of wealth in history. And this is the time to get involved. This is the time to learn. This is the time to engage in the cryptocurrency market, while still understanding that this is the most challenging, fastest growing, fastest changing industry in the world. We always talk about that these challenges is also coming with opportunities for those who is willing to risk, for those who are willing to learn, and for those who are willing to engage. And that is why we're hosting this call, to talk more about this. So on today's call, we're going to talk about the gold pool. We're going to talk about the green transitioning into the gold pool. We'll be talking about the new smart staking that was launched yesterday or this morning. And we're going to talk about the premium pool. Then I'm going to talk about the price increase, and I'm going to continue on where I ended off last week, where we were talking about what it is that we should look at when we're entering a project. Many people are coming in with wrong expectations. They are coming in, and maybe because they're not doing analysis themselves, or someone else is promising them everything, they don't recognize that when you engage with something, you need to analyze the project, and you engage because you see value and you believe that the future value of the project will increase. And if that is happening, which is a risk and is something no one can promise, then you will get the reward. If it doesn't happen, that's the risk you accept for the opportunity. And this is something that people get wrong, we recognize, because people come in with the expectation that nothing will ever develop, nothing will change, nothing will be adjusted. I will make millions, it will go fast, it will go without challenges, and this is the wrong expectations. And we are always real on these webinars, and we always make sure that people get the real education, because the challenge is in this industry, 95% people generally in the financial markets are losing money. Only 5% are making money. Now, why is it that only 5% make money? Because the 95% are operating on emotions. They're not analyzing. They're not understanding what this industry is about. They're operating on emotions, which means that they are taking decisions not based on logic and facts and strategies. They make decisions based on what they're feeling. And when you do that, you're always going to lose. And this is why it's very important that we as a community are growing, not only as in size, but also in terms of education and knowledge. Otherwise, we are all going to be just falling into the 95% over and over again. And these are rules for any financial markets. Now, Alex is creating a very different system here, which is giving everyone opportunity to really become a part of the 5%. And he's increased the 5%. I believe it's much higher percent in Ultima. And what he's doing is that he's making sure that he's carrying over the community, even if you jumped in at the wrong time previously, which always happens in the markets of ups and downs. There is new opportunities coming for you to get positioned again. And by staying within the infrastructure and inside the ecosystem, there's always new opportunities to become a part of the 5%. And this is how it is that we need to understand this market. Now, I'm going to jump into that a little bit later. First, let's talk about some updates that has happened over the week. As you know, we are in progress right now to transition the green pool into the gold pool. And this green pool, this says 2 days, but it should be 1 day because I was not able to get the flyer from today. It's not been posted yet. So in 1 day, there will be the Unity pool will not have any new rewards coming out, which means whenever this is done, they will be opening up for anyone to take the Unity splits and convert them into gold splits in a simple conversion, which means you go into the gold split in your dashboard, you choose which gold split you want to purchase, and you can pay with Unity splits. As you know, whether you purchase with Win tokens or Ultima, there's going to be a different ratio of the gold splits that you receive, and there's going to be more information of this coming later. Now, a lot of people are saying, how is this possible? As we discussed on a previous call, we were talking about the progression of any company. iPhones are getting better and better and better every single year. The pool technology is getting better and better and better. And initially, the pool technology did not have the lifetime capacity after the red pool and into the green pool. The green pool were not able to have the technology of lifetime. Now, there was always discussions on making it lifetime, and it was different strategies. Now, the most powerful strategy, which goes aligned with the company's ambition to reduce supply in the market and increase price, which will make everyone happy, then the best solution was to allow the Unity pool to transition into the gold pool. Now, this was only possible because the rewards are running out in the green pool. In other pools, they are lifetime. If we're looking into the gold pool, into the premium pool, these pools are filled with red splits, which means they are continuously being filled, which means that that is lifetime. So with this understanding, we understand the progression and the development of the pool technology. And this is just an important move because what is happening right now, in a few days, the result of this is that there's going to be 750 less Ultima tokens coming to the market per month. And if we're looking at that and we're calculating just based on the current price of 3,700 times 750, there's going to be almost $3 million less of selling pressure per month. And that is, of course, a lot. And potential, of course, not everyone, not all of that will be sold. But I'm just saying that if it was all sold, it would remove millions of dollars from the supply in the market. Now, this is, of course, the first step towards increasing the price. And with each step, with the halvings that is coming and all reduction in the supply in the market, the price increase can happen much easier and much faster. So just be aware if you are in the green pool, just to get ready, because in 1 or 2 days, I believe it's on the 27th, they will be opening up for anyone to convert the Unity splits into the gold splits. And there will be more information in the Telegram groups as already been announced. Now, further to this, we had a big update yesterday as the company announced that the smart blockchain and the smart wallet has taken a next step where the smart staking has been introduced. And this is the first step towards the new staking technology integrated into the smart wallet. We know that already the staking technology has multiple development steps. This is the first step where you are able to freeze smart, and by freezing smart, you can receive energy and bandwidth, which means that you are supporting the network. You're making the smart blockchain more secure. And by doing this, you can reduce your fees for transactions or for claiming. I've seen that certain people have been freezing, let's say 100,000 smart. And what happened? They had zero costs and in the smart fee when they do the claim. So this will, of course, be an opportunity for people to freeze. And because of your freezing, you have less fees. So over time, you will be saving on the fees. And it will also be positive for the smart coin price, because with all of these smart coins being frozen, it removes supply in the market, and again, the price could increase. And I believe yesterday the price went up on Smart by 20%. I'm not sure if it's come back down or gone even higher today. I've not checked, but we have seen already an effect happening as people recognizing that a lot of Smart is going to be removed from the market with these staking technology that comes into play. Now, with this, of course, is not only making sure that you can reduce your supply, reduce your fees and reduce the supply in the market, but it's also a step towards integrating more and more staking technology opportunities inside the wallet. As announced on the Dubai convention, the ambition is to introduce staking not only for the Smart, but also for other cryptocurrencies. Mentioned was even Ethereum, Tron, and other cryptocurrencies in the market where staking opportunities will be in our Smart wallet, allowing everyone to come and create a residual by just keeping your tokens frozen. And what is very important to understand as well with the Smart freezing and the Smart staking is that if you decide to stake and you start now producing the energy and the bandwidth to protect the network, you're receiving your reduction in fees. What is happening is that as long as you keep your Smart tokens frozen, you have this benefit. Anytime you remove your tokens from the staking, which will take 14 days, which is an industry standard, any staking normally that I've been a part of, it is minimum 14 days to be able to claim it back and withdraw. So it's the same here. Now, if you choose to do that and withdraw your Smart, you will lose your benefits of having, of course, lower fees, etc. So this is a big step forward in the Smart wallet. And as we know, the team behind the scenes of 1,000 employees with Alex, they're working to make sure that this becomes better, bigger, more technology, more utility, more ways for people to utilize the tokens. And of course, this will have an effect on the supply market, have an effect on the demand market, etc. So this is one of the big news of the week. And we are also already running with the premium pool. As we know, the premium pool is running right now with the promotion still. We have another week or so before we have the launch of the premium pool. We still have a chance to get in at a very, very high promotion, over 300%. And this is the chance to get early in and potentially take a big part of a very powerful pool, knowing that this pool, the premium pool, is more developed than any previous pool because it has the connection to splitting 2.0, which allows individuals in the premium pool to at any time sell their premium splits to the buyback pool, which will provide you the Ultima back. Now, knowing that it's not based on the Ultima amount you purchase the splits, is based on the euro amount. So if you purchase a premium split with 2,200 euro, at any time you want to take back your money and sell your premium splits, you get back 2,200 euro worth of Ultima tokens based on current market price. So this will not be paid out instantly. It's paid out over 12 months. So this is an option that people has to come in to earn the rewards at any time you feel like, I don't want to participate in this pool anymore. I want to exit this pool. You can exit. You get back the euro amount that you entered with. And this creates a new flexibility for everyone in the new premium pool. So with this, of course, there's more gonna come. Alex is working on more developments on the staking. They're working on more developments on the splitting technology, already hinting that next year, splitting 3.0 will be extremely powerful. But of course, there's a lot of more development coming, but it's good to know how the company is continuously developing better and better technology to make sure that this becomes a stronger and stronger system that supports the Ultima token with everything they're doing. So this is the key updates of the week. And as we know, as we discussed also on the last call, Alex and the team are working on the development of the ecosystem. They're working on the integration of new games. He spoke about a strategy to be implemented very soon as they have everything in place. And this strategy is about utilizing a field of gaming, which I can see in the market right now is exploding. I'm seeing different projects. There's not even 1% of the strength of Ultima. They're applying this strategy and they are gathering millions of people within a few weeks. Everyone in the world right now are getting interested in crypto space. We're seeing that everyone is moving in and getting excited about this industry, and everyone want to get involved and earn rewards. They want to get involved, get free money, and this, of course, with games makes it more fun. So if you have never been a part of the crypto industry, you might not understand how a game could be good for a token. But for those who is in this industry, you know what I'm talking about. We already have a few projects that's done similar strategies this few months behind us, and people made $5,000, $10,000 by just clicking on a screen and collecting points that then was converted into tokens, and they made a big airdrop. Now, this strategy is something that Alex and the team are working on, and there's a lot to come with this strategy. And the whole ambition with this strategy is to build up the demand for Ultima token through increasing the community. And there's a funnel in process where people will enter through a game and then step by step position themselves within the organization and benefit not only from the game, but also to take other products and benefit from the other parts of the Ultima ecosystem. So as we have discussed the last week, it is very important that Ultima takes the next step towards connecting to the global crypto market and attracting outside liquidity, where if we bring in millions of people that is engaging in the cryptocurrency of Ultima and in the ecosystem of Ultima or the smart, what is going to happen? We are the ones providing the market with the tokens. We're the ones that has been collecting Ultima through the startup phase since Ultima. We got people that's been collecting since last year, since the start from the initial stage. And this is how it works. You collect, you are into a project early, you're going through challenges, and whenever something clicks and the company takes off, the people is going to benefit the most is those who came in early. And the good news is we are still early right now because we still have a lot to do this year, and there's a lot more to come, and that big explosion is ahead of us. So with that being said, I'm going to take another few minutes to share my screen and explain a little bit that I'm recognizing people really need to understand, because when we are looking at the industry of cryptocurrency and with a lot of people that is coming into these markets and a lot of people that is first time in the cryptocurrency market, they don't understand why a price of a token increase. They don't understand what it is that makes a token go up. They don't understand that you want to get a token at a low price. They don't understand that we need to understand how to analyze a project and how it is that we position ourselves. Let me see. I think they're updated here, so I will not be able to do any drawings on my screen. 1 second, guys. I will do without any drawings, so I will share my screen again, and I will make sure that I explain what I'm saying here in the best powerful way so everyone understands. So when we're looking at any cryptocurrency project, any token, any assets, what is very important for people to understand is that we have a scenario where anytime a price is increasing, it is because the demand is higher than the supply. And this is on the exchanges. If we have an increase of demand and we have less people selling, the price has to increase because there is no tokens in the market that can be purchased, and the people holding the tokens have the expectation that it will go higher, which means they are not selling. So the only reason a token or an asset can increase in price is simply because the demand on the exchange are higher than the supply. It means that people are willing to pay higher for the tokens, and people having the tokens are not willing to sell them at low prices. The only way for someone to buy Ultima at a low price is if there's someone willing to sell Ultima at a low price. If no one here would sell Ultima at a low price, everyone who purchased Ultima would be forced to buy at a high price. We are in control on the exchange because we are the ones setting the price. And how we set the price is, where do we choose to sell Ultima? if all of us today in the whole community of Ultima decided that we will never again sell an Ultima under $10,000, automatically within a second, the price of Ultima would go to $10,000. As long as everyone is maintaining this rule, the price would maintain over $10,000 because there would be no one who will offer the Ultima at a lower price. So, of course, we are in control, but now we have also a flexible market. There's going to be someone to really need to sell the Ultima and they want to do it and they want to say, I don't have time to wait at $10,000. Let me offer the Ultima at $9,900. And someone comes and say, I'll buy this cheaper now. What happened? The price decreased. So we are all in control of the price on the market as the community. And this is the first thing to understand, that we are in control. Now, how is it that we are affecting the market is, of course, most times based on our emotions. And if Alex creates something from the company that is exciting, people get positive emotions. And what's happening? The price increases because, again, people get excited. They don't want to sell. And the people as new, they get even more excited. They want to buy. The price increases. And what happens now? People get a lot of emotions. I can see it. Anytime we see Ultima growing by 5-10%, there's new activity in our groups. There's more people having conversations. There's more people posting, oh, look, Ultima is growing. People are having more webinars. People are having more calls. And it's almost as if whenever the price increases, the people go and build the business with more confidence. And what is happening now is we are creating a very volatile market because anytime the price is increasing, we are together pushing the price like crazy and it's spiking. And then we're going to have some people selling. And what's going to happen? People get excited when the price goes up, but also because we're operating on emotions, when the price is decreasing, we get overly fearful. So what happens when the price decreases? We stop work. We get less motivated. We keep, maybe I should sell more because I don't want to lose it all. We get fearful. We get a lot of negative thoughts about the project, and we forgot about the long-term vision. So what happens? The market goes down. People get negative, and because people stop working, we are continuously pushing the price lower and lower and lower until we have reached a price where people say, this is too low to sell. Let me wait a little bit to see if it increases. And then the price stabilizes and get ready for the next move up. So this is how the market is working. This is how we need to understand a token. If we all understand how it is that we should analyze a project and how it is we should position ourselves, what most people are doing, which is going to put you into the 95% that is losing in any industry, is that you're operating on emotions. As a networker or as a crypto investor, when you're operating on emotions, you're always going to be behind the big gains. You're always going to be too late because you're only going to work when the price increases. You're only going to buy when the price is high. You're always going to get in at the top, and you're always going to make the wrong decisions based on your emotions. Now, what is the option then? If I'm telling you to not utilize emotions, and of course, all of us are guilty of it, because if I'm asking the 300 people on this call right now, how excited would you be if you woke up and Ultima price was 8,000? Would you make a little bit more calls? What if it was 10,000? Would you go mad? Would you post a little bit more exciting things in the Telegram group? Would you post more things in your private groups? Would you talk to your team? Would you get back to work? Of course, now you're operating on emotions. And what if the price was down to 1,000 when you woke up tomorrow? Then you would stop work. You would stop posting. You would stop engaging. And you would probably sit and think negatively and post into the Telegram group and ask, why is the price low? Now, this is how most people are operating. Now, what is the difference now? What is it that the people that is always making money in the market, the networkers who's always benefiting in this industry, how are they operating? And how they're operating is that we are not operating on emotions. We have made a decision way before we even look at the price. The price is just a result of the demand increasing over time and the supply decreasing. So we have to ask ourselves, do I believe that the price will increase in the future? And how do you know if you believe that or not? Ask yourself the second question. Do I believe that the demand for Ultima token will increase over time? And how can I know if I believe that? Do you believe that Alex, with over 8 years of experience, with a technology that's been built over 8 years, with 1,000 employees, with an ecosystem that's growing, with an extremely strong technical team that implements new functionalities in our system very, very fast, with a legal team that is among the strongest in the industry, with a tokenomics which is a deflationary over time, do you believe that there could be a higher demand, knowing that there's more strategies in the future to bring this demand? Now, this is how we analyze. If you say, yes, I believe there will be a higher demand, and you say, yes, I believe that the supply can be less. If you have done your analysis and you've come to this conclusion, you believe that the future value of Ultima will be higher than today. If you operate on this belief, and this is what you really have analyzed and come to this conclusion, the next step would be, I want to get the best possible entry into Ultima token. If you believe that Ultima will reach $10,000, $100,000, would you like to buy it at 8,000 or at 3,000? It would make so much logical sense to buy it at 3,000 if you believe it's going to go to 10,000. It will make incredible amount of sense to buy it at 3,000 if you believe it's going to 100,000. But we think differently, and this is why so many people are losing. And this is what we have to develop within this community, people to understand. And if everyone understands this, we're going to have a price increasing. And we have the power. If all of us that is in community right now decide to not sell Ultima under 10,000, everyone else joining Ultima for the coming years need to pay us 10,000 for each Ultima. What if we just came together and said that? And we really held this rule. What if we said 20,000? What if we have the waiting time? We said, okay, I'm willing to wait, but I'm going to say 100,000. We could get in 1 second the price to 100,000. But we need to understand how it is that we are operating. We need to understand the supply and demand mechanics. We need to understand that we are not operating on emotions, because emotions will always put you in the wrong actions. You will buy when you should sell. You will sell when you should buy. You work when you shouldn't work, and you don't work when you should work. If you believe that Ultima will go up in value, then it's much better to introduce people to this business when the value is low. Because when the value is low, people get involved, and when the price increases, they get excited. What do? Price goes up 20%. I'm excited. I'm making phone calls. I'm getting people involved. Next day, the price has a correction, because to grow a lot, it has to come down a little bit. And what happens, the first experience the network has that you bring in at the high price is a negative experience. The price has come down. So now you're wondering why your team is not growing. The professionals of our industry are not operating on emotions. We make a decision not based on the price. Now, why have we been working for the past 2 years in this company every weekend with the same energy, not changing based on market conditions? Is because our decision was not based on the price or anything volatile. We made a decision joining this company. We said, if there is anyone in the network crypto industry in the world that will be able to get it to work, it has to be Alex, because no one else has been able to gather this much experience. With this decision, we are willing to go through the progress of getting there, because that is the risk we are taking. That is the opportunity we have, because if he gets it right, we will be the one that's rewarded. If he gets it right, the price will increase. And this is where we need to ask ourselves what it is that we believe. And a lot of people, they come in and they said, I want to become rich overnight. And when there's a development or a change, we get disappointed. If the price is low, we're disappointed. And we're again giving away the power. So you have to ask yourself, what have you done in terms of analysis? Have you joined this company because your friend were excited because the price was high? Or did you actually do deep analysis and deep research and make your own conclusions? If you make your own conclusions that you believe in this company and the future, then you would become through the storm, through the challenges, knowing that you have made a calculated decision to be a part of this. But if you come in based on someone's hype, you are going to be hyped. And if anything goes even slightly different than your expectations, you become negative. And what do people do? We go into the groups and we are sharing this negativity. And what happens, new people come in and they are seeing this negativity. And their negativity is pushing the price even lower. And this is how the market is working. So it's very interesting. And what we need to do is to zoom out and become an observer. Do not engage in the emotions. Observe the market. Observe the opportunity from a standpoint where you are making logical decisions, not based on emotions of the moment. And this is where the character in a good person comes. And the last thing I want to say is to have character as a human is to follow through on a decision long after the emotions of the moment has passed. When we made a decision to join, we followed through on the decision. Even though the emotions of the day when we joined, when PLC went to $100,000 was exciting, when it went down, we did not change our belief because our belief was not based on price. The price is a result of something deeper. So I hope that people understand, because this knowledge that was shared here today is extremely important to understand. And with this knowledge, you can get position in the 5% within Ultima, within the crypto market, and in the world as a whole. So make sure you bring this knowledge with you as you're talking to people, because none of us can guarantee a future. None of us can say that Ultima will go to this or that price. All of us need to make our own conclusions and follow through on our decisions, have some character, and support the community, support the price. If you believe in it, then support it. If you do not believe in it, then why are you here? Because why would I, as a grown-up, why would I position in something that I don't believe in? Why would I be in it? So it's very important that we are building a community of believers, because that will bring Ultima up. If every single one on this call had an extremely exciting feeling and a belief so strong, I guarantee we would get the Ultima token to any price you wish, because we're in control. And this is how we need to observe it. And anytime there's a change made by Alex and any development, I've learned that Alex has a higher overview, a bird overview of this business. When he make a change, we might say, why are you doing this? It's not good. And he says, look, regulatory in this country, this change, we have to make this change. We're not allowed to do it. Do you want the company to fail, or do you want to make a change? Okay, I understand. We have to make the change. So we have to understand what is our role. We will never have the overview of the business. We will not have the numbers. We will not understand the dynamics that the company is going through. We don't know why Alex is making decisions. And that is the position we're in. If you want to have full control, you need to become an owner of a business. And I can tell you the pain you will go through as an owner of a business is much more than the pain you're going through right now in this business, being in the community. But of course, the pain that you are accepting being a business owner can also reward you much more. So it's up to each and every one of us where we choose to be and how we choose to look at it. So we choose to zoom out. We choose to make an internal decision. We move on it. We have character. So we move on it through ups and downs. And this is how we are operating, and the highest level of networking and crypto enthusiasts should be operating to win in this market. So with that being said, I hope the message came through without me drawing on a board. It allowed me to flow much better, I think, without thinking and just talking. So with that, I will hand over to Danish, who will take us into the next part. As you know, this webinar is built into two parts. One is to go through the updates, understand Ultima, understand the progression of this industry, and get educated on the highest level in terms of how to approach this business and this opportunity. Later on, we know that whether you are passively or actively involved in the business of Ultima, you are benefiting from the community growing. And who is it that builds the community? Is the network marketers. And to build a community in a strong way as a network marketer, we need to have skills. And these skills will be shared by, first of all, Danish and Navid, the mindset, the skills, the necessary steps we gotta take so we together can build the business, increase the community, which will benefit whoever you are and whatever you do in in the company and this community. So with that being said, let me hand over to Danish, who have so much experience in this field. So really pay attention to what he's saying, because this knowledge could be the difference between you having massive breakthrough or not in this industry. So over to you, Danish.
Thank you so much, Emil. Again, a fantastic breakdown of obviously all the updates of the business and where we're at the moment. I don't think there's anyone better, than you that can really break down, what it is that Alex is doing and working on behind the scenes. So thank you so much for that. Guys, as I did last week, I just want to applaud. There was about 90 people on today's call that tuned in before the call even started. So I just want to applaud you guys. Last week, we had 50 people who had, signed into the Zoom link and were probably waiting for us to open the room up. So today, we had 90 people. So I just want to, again, give kudos and credit to every single one of you guys. You guys are superstars. It's a privilege and an honor to bring mindset lessons to you guys, okay? Not just the 300 plus people we have on the call, but especially those 90 guys that tune in early. So thank you. We really, really appreciate your time, and we do not take that for granted, I can assure you. Okay, it's called the Den Mastermind for a reason. So every single week, we have made it a point to make sure that we focus on the matters of the mind, the matters of the head, this thing between your ears. How is it that we as network marketeers can share knowledge, can share expertise, can share all the wisdom that we have gathered over so many years, so that it can benefit you guys, and also you can go away this weekend and really ponder and think about, what, maybe I should, activate this in my life. So last week we spoke about difficulty, okay, and how difficult times, all right, need to be in all of our lives in order for us to show us who we are as people, how strong we can be, how we are resistant to sort of change and challenges and spanners being thrown in the works, whatever the case may be. We are resistant individuals, and the only way to find out how resistant we are, the only way to find out how strong we are, is to throw a few difficulties in our way. And I gave an example of Superman, yeah? Superman, who, of course, without kryptonite, no one really paid attention to this guy. They love the fact that he's strong. They love the fact that he was basically one of the best or the biggest or the most powerful Marvel comics. But at the same time, when it became interesting was when they threw a few challenges in his way. Now, I wanted to talk a little bit today about the choices that we make, okay? The choices that we make in our lives. And this is really the take-home point that I want to really try and hit home today. After I talk a little bit about choices, I'm going to focus a little bit about the old actions that we are today, right now doing that are ensuring that we are not productive, and how we can change that into new actions. And as always, I'll always end off with a nice quote before I hand over to Navid. So I'm going to try and be as quick as I possibly can. Again, I need to just take your ears on loan for a little while, 5-10 minutes, guys. If I can borrow them for just a little while, so that I can really go through these pointers and hopefully enlighten you guys. So I'm going to start off with a story about two guys, okay? Bob as well as Michael. Now, Michael, all right, according to Bob, was the kind of guy that you would really love to hate, okay? Michael was always in a good mood, all right? He always had something positive to say. So whenever someone would ask him, how is he doing? How's your day going, Michael? All right. What Michael would say is, you know what? If it were any better, I would be twins. And what that means is that you'd love to replicate himself because he's got so much positivity that he would be twins. All right. So if it were any better, I would be twins. This guy was a natural motivator. Okay. If an employee for the day was having a bad day, Michael was there to tell the employee how to look on the positive side of the situation. Okay, so seeing this style made Bob really curious. Okay, and Bob goes and asks Michael one day, Michael, I just don't get it. How in the world can you be the most positive person of all time? How do you do it? How is it that you just simply come to work every single day and you're just smiling and showing all your teeth, and it's almost like you never have a bad day. And Michael responded, you know, each morning I wake up and I say to myself, I have two choices. Two choices, guys. Please write this down, okay? You can either choose to be in a good mood, or you can choose to be in a bad mood. And every single morning I wake up and I tell myself I've got two choices, either good mood or bad mood. And I'll always choose, of course, to be in the good mood, all right? And each time something bad happens, I can either choose to be the victim or I can choose to learn from it. Every single time someone comes to me and complains about something, I can either accept their complaint or I can point out the positive side to love. And I always choose the positive side to love. So Bob responds and he says, yeah, but you know, it's not as easy as you think, you know? And Michael said, yes, it is. It is. It's very easy because life is about choices. When you cut away all the junk, every situation is a choice. Please, ladies and gentlemen, the 300 of you that are on this call, please tune into what I'm saying. Life is all about choices. When you cut away all the junk, every situation is a choice. You choose how you react to situations. You choose how people, please listen to me carefully, you choose how people affect your mood. You choose to be in a good or a bad mood. The bottom line is this. It's your choice on how you live your life. Okay? Now, Bob walked away from this conversation saying, you know something, this guy's really got a point, you know? Really, he really does have a point. And a good couple of years later, when Bob hadn't met Michael, life gets in the way. He heard through the grapevine, he heard through people that knew Michael as a mutual friend, that Michael was involved in a very serious accident, okay? This guy, somehow or the other, all right, was 60 feet up on a communications tower, and bang, he had a very bad fall, all right? And after a good 18 hours of surgery and intensive care, Michael was released from hospitals, all right? And unfortunately, he had rods placed in his back. So you can only imagine how serious this incident was. It took him a good 6 months to recover, all right? What happens? Bob goes and speaks to Michael again. Says, hey, Mike, I'm really sorry we lost touch, but I heard that you had a very bad accident. How are you now? What does Michael answer? If I were any better, I'd be twins. Do you want to see my scars? Look at that positivity, all right? And of course, Bob declined. He was like, no. I don't want to, look, please don't show me your scars. I understand, you know, you've had a very bad accident. Obviously, I want you to rest, etc., etc. But Bob asked Michael the question, so what was going through your mind? And Michael responded, the first thing that went through my mind was the well-being of my soon-to-be-born daughter. That's number one. Number two, Michael says, then as I lay on the ground, I remembered that I had two choices. All right, remember, he's going back to the two choices that he has. I either choose to live or I choose to leave this world. And the choice that I made was I chose to live. So Bob asks the question, well, weren't you scared? Didn't you lose consciousness? I mean, how did it feel? So Michael continues, you know, the paramedics were great. The guys that fetched me on site when they knew that I had a fall, they kept telling me that I was going to be fine. But then when they wheeled me into emergency response, I saw the expressions and the faces of the doctors and the nurses, and that really scared me. Because in their eyes, I read, oh man, this guy's a dead man, you know? So Michael at that time said to himself, you know, I knew I needed to take action. So Bob is now at the edge of his seat, and he's like, what did you do? What action did you take? I mean, you're being wheeled in ER, in emergency response. How did you even react to that? So he says, well, there was a big burly nurse, yeah? Big nurse shouting questions at me, all right? And Bob said, what did she ask you? And he said, well, she asked if I was allergic to anything. And Michael replied, yes, I am. I'm allergic to gravity. All right? And obviously, all of us are allergic to gravity. And that joke made the entire fraternity, the doctors, the nurses, everyone, literally everyone, cracked up and burst up laughing. All right? And what he responded to that after they started laughing was, I am choosing to live. So when you operate on me, all right, operate as if I am alive and I'm not leaving this world. Okay? So what are the take-homes of this, ladies and gentlemen? What do I want to make sure that you guys leave this call and think about over the weekend? All right? You look at Michael's life. Okay? Michael lived, okay, thanks to the skill of the doctors, but also because of his amazing attitude. All right? We learn and can learn from him that every day we have a choice to live fully. The attitude, after all, is everything. Okay? And after all, today is the tomorrow you worried about yesterday. Okay, guys? So in network marketing, we go through so many emotions. Every single day is a different emotion. And as Emil said, if you're going to go by those emotions, you've got to learn how to control those emotions. Okay, too many of us, and this brings me to my next part of this call, too many of us are still stuck in the old results that they are sitting in. Why? You ask yourself, you've got to ask yourself, why? Why is it that I'm only achieving my old results? Well, maybe your focus, all right, and your attention is on the old actions that you are taking. What are these old actions, all right? Number one, you're still in bad habits. You know what they say about bad habits? It's like a comfortable bed, okay? It's easy to get into, all right, but it's very difficult to leave, okay? It's very difficult to leave, okay? So if you get into bad habits, all right, it's literally like a comfortable bed where it's easy to get into and very hard to escape. Number two, anxiety. Anxiety exists. As a network marketer, we are thinking about things continuously. What are we thinking about? Let's go to number three, failure. What if we fail? What if my entire family who never believed in what I was doing in network marketing, all right, thinks that I'm going to fail? Let me succumb to that. Again, that's old action that's creating old results. Number four, stress. You're so stressed out financially, okay? And it shows. You're not that positive person. You're not choosing to be in a good mood. You're choosing to be in a bad mood because of the stress. You're not leaving the comforts of your home, putting on your trainers, going for a walk, going for a run. Get out of that bubble that you're in right now. That's what's causing more stress, more fear of failure, more anxiety, more bad habits are creeping in. And then finally, the fear. Okay, the fear is got a hold of you. All of this as a network marketer, all right, is creating a breeding ground for old action. And if you're going to stay in that old action, the reality is you are always going to achieve old results and results that never, ever, ever supersede what you did yesterday. Instead, the whole point, okay, of this is to make sure that you encourage new action. So the same way old action has 5 terrible habits and 5 terrible mental states, which is bad habits, anxiety, failure, stress, and fear, okay? Instead, you've got to now encourage 5 new habits, which will encourage new action, which will encourage new results. Now, please, guys, take a piece of pen and a paper and write these actions down. Because these are the actions that I have found as a network marketer that have made me become very, very successful. So please write these actions down. I'm sharing them with you because I don't want you to go away and learn and take time to learn. I'm giving them to you right now. The first one is you got to be bolder. You got to be bolder in your moves, in your steps. Number 2, okay, is courageous. You've got to have the courage to do the things you never did. Like stand up on stage, like grab that microphone, like scream into it. Like tell people your testimonies, okay? Courage is one of the key pinning points that really, really ensure success in this business. Number 3, become more of a warm person. Don't be so cold. Don't be unapproachable because network marketing is all about being warm. Be that yellow personality. That's a lot of fun to be around. You'll become attractive and that's what you want to become as a leader. Number 4, become playful, guys. Crack a joke or two. Okay? Make people feel a little bit less sort of stressed in that environment that you've invited them into. Okay? There's no harm in cracking a joke or two during the time that you're trying to teach someone else a skill. You've got to be a bit more playful as a network marketeer. And then finally, number 5 is connected. Now, what do I mean by connected? Connected means you've got to build a relationship. Your brain has to connect with the other person's brain. And it's got to be so in sync that that relationship means that they submit to your leadership. These are the new 5 actions that I would love for you guys to go away and make choices of. When you're making a choice to be in a good mood, become bolder, become more courageous, become more warm, become playful, and become connected. These are the things that will create new actions, and 100% you will see new results. Now, none of these new actions and new results can come without you as an individual being more focused, okay, with your minds. You've got to be focused on your target. If you're not focusing on your target and you're not keeping yourself accountable every single day, it is impossible for you to achieve new actions and new results. Forget about it. All right? And the second key component to new actions and new results is your body. What do I mean? Guys, let's start eating better. Let's start exercising more. As I said, let's start getting out of the house a bit more. Okay, let's go and see a few different things instead of being surrounded by your office space. You've got to open your mind up to that. Let's have a bigger chest when it comes to us having a better posture. When you're approaching a meeting, if someone's going to approach me and they're slouched and their shoulders are caved in, I'm not really going to feel enticed to go and talk to this person. I want to talk to someone who I see is warm and seems a little bit playful. That's what network marketing is about. And I think sometimes with challenges, with going back into our bad habits, okay, with going back into that stressed mindset, what happens is our shoulders start to cave in. Stop that. You've got to open yourself up. All right? Stand up from time to time. Close your eyes, hands on your hips. All right? And breathe in, breathe out, and literally tell yourself that you are, I am. These are things that are very important as network marketeers. So first and foremost, when you're ensuring new actions and new results, okay, the 5 key skills, okay, for new actions and new results are becoming bolder, courageous, warm, playful, and connected. Very important. Then after that, you've got to sit there with a very, very positive posture, okay? There was actually a study, and I don't know if you guys know this, but the professionals that are sitting or standing with the correct posture are 33% more likely to take action. Okay, guys? So if you're standing there with chest out, shoulders are rolled back, okay? As men, I'm just giving you an example, okay? As men, this was the study that I had researched because obviously I'm a man with a big beard. I have read that our testosterone levels shoot up by 20%. And as humans, both men and women, our cortisol levels, which is the stress hormone, reduces by 22%. Why? Because we are adopting a positive stance. So you've got to read into these things as network marketeers and don't just sit there saying, yeah, you know what, it's all about the product. No, guys, it's not. We are in a human resources business. It's all about our posture. It's all about how we approach things. And it's all about taking new actions. So, as I promised, before I hand over to Navid, I wanted to end off with a quote. And I love ending off with quotes because it kind of sets the tone for the next 2 days of the weekend so that you guys can smash Monday onwards. And the quote is as follows. Please write this down, guys, okay? Remember, some of the best times in your life haven't happened yet. It's as simple as that. So you can come and tell me that you're 60, 70, 80, 90 years old. You can come and tell me that you injured yourself. You can come and tell me whatever you want to tell me. I'm going to bounce back at you and say, do you know something? Thank you for explaining the challenge to me. I'm going to look at it by way and means of not playing the victim, okay? Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to learn from it. Number 2, I'm going to make sure I don't deal with it when I'm in a bad mood. I'm going to deal with it with a good mood. And number 3, I'm going to choose the positive side always instead of accepting your complaint. And I'm going to tell you, Mr., Mrs., brother, sister, auntie, uncle, grandpa, grandma, daddy, mommy, I'm going to tell you that you still haven't yet had the best times in your life. That is so crucial to repeat to every single one of your members in your team. Because the reality is, if they're in this business, they're still trying to gun for their goals. They're still trying to achieve their goals. And you've got to explain that to them in the most simple of sentences to say, I love what you're doing, but the best times are yet to come. They're coming. You're not yet living them. They're coming. And this is something you've got to explain to every single one of your key leaders and let them spread that message. When you are operating with a team that tells themselves, I've got two choices, okay? Either I take the good and the bad, or I take the bad and the good, all right? And you've got to always be the first. If you're going to operate with a team that has that kind of a culture, guys, you will smash this business. New actions, new goals, new success is knocking on your doorstep. And remember, you haven't yet achieved that. Those times are about to come. So I hope that has really, resonated with you guys. I hope you guys have really tuned into this. And I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend and an incredible week next week. I hope you guys recruit so many people and empower them to such an extent that they thank you for being you and for being warm and for being approachable and for being someone that's playful. Okay, guys? So I wish you all the best. I'm going to hand over to Navid, who's going to come with some incredible golden nuggets. So again, we just want to take your ears on loan for another 5 to 10 minutes, guys. And I promise you, we'll let you be on your Saturday so that you can be with your families and your team. So Navid, the floor is yours. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Danish. That was amazing. Really nice. And I definitely took a few notes on myself, and I will bring up a few things in the end of my short little speech here as well. So guys, we're doing all the time here. Time is 2 p.m. now, Dubai time. We're coming over the 1 hour mark, but that's all right. I will keep it short here. So I will kind of repeat a little bit regarding what I talked about last week. That I realized something over the years when it comes to, the ability to change when you have circumstances around you that might make it very difficult for you to focus on the actual solution instead of actually focusing on the issues and the circumstances and the problems you have around you. Of course, it goes a lot of hand in hand with what Danish just spoke about as well, and I really love that. I think it's good that we approach different topics from very different angles as well, because we are different people. We do interpret things differently. We do understand things differently, and also it's about repetition as well. The more times we hear about different things, the more we maybe understand, the more we can relate, depending on our mood of state as well. A little bit what Danish just said, depending on our mood at the time we hear it. So guys, have the courage to focus on the solution, not the problem, because it's always the solution that will solve your problem. And I'm going to go through a few of the different things we talked about last week here, but I encourage a lot of you to write down your circumstances, to write down different points, and also encourage you guys to afterwards sit down and actually go through these different solutions that you believe are solutions to solve these different circumstances. I really hope that many of you did. I really hope that this actually brought a lot of clarity for you, because I believe that clarity really is something that kind of brings out creativity as well. Because when we go around and just focus on maybe the negative point of things, maybe the downward spiral things, it is very difficult to come out come out in a space where we actually have this creativity with us, and maybe that energy and enthusiasm that we might need to actually go out there and do the work, especially in the line of work and in the field that we are, guys, where we are spending time with people, talking to people, presenting to people, and kind of help people to fulfill their dreams as well, and wishes and desires in terms of providing them with the tool. But it also comes down in hands of asking these right questions and also be in a state of mood that is relatable for this other person that you are sitting up against and talking with. So Another thing I talked about last week, and definitely something we have to talk about this week as well, is of course the Budapest event on the 8th of June. It's coming up. The time is getting, it's soon there. It's only 2 weeks away, I think, and it's going to be so important. As I said last week as well, guys, the team get together, team can strategize, you can do team building activities, team growth, and of course, not only team growth in terms of size, but also growth in terms of personal growth, etc. And also remember that it's going to be an amazing date for an actual kickoff for your activities over the summer as well. And I must repeat what Danish said last week. Don't wish it was easier, wish you was better. And how can we be better? And of course, to not focus on past failures and fears, but instead go into the future situations with new energy and new excitement, just like Danish just said. Be bold, be courageous, be more of a warm person. I love that, Danish. Be pleasant to be around. It's so important. Become playful, be connected, crack a few jokes, do whatever, it takes to bring out your essence of your personality. And also this last part, Danish, that you said, some of the best times in your life haven't happened yet. I love that. I really love that. So what action plan have you set out, guys, to overcome your circumstances? Have you actually done it, or you just wrote it down and then you forgot about it after last seminar or webinar, sorry? And if you did you give it your full attention and creativity to actually be able to find your way through that actual situation or that actual circumstance that you are sitting in? Maybe you have payment notices coming every single week into your email, into your mailbox, and that's kind of driving the only focus you have, and you only see the issues. Believe me, I've been in these situations myself, but the solution is always to find a solution that actually bringing you money, and focus on that if it's a money solvable circumstance, of course, if you can solve it with money. And all it takes to really be able to do this is literally a clear mindset and a true understanding of what actually needs to be done, because when this is clear, you actually will have the clarity to move through this situation and actually pull in your effort and your energy into it. And communication as well, don't forget this. This is something we see so many times, that when you maybe set new goals, maybe are in a situation where you are ready to kind of make a breakthrough, you kind of forget to involve your spouse into that decision making. You forget to involve them into your ambitions of what's coming. Please do that. It's so important. Make sure that they are involved in your goal setting, in your daily actions, because if you do, your life will be so much easier. You will be able to move through this with a clear mindset, because if you don't involve your spouse, there will be friction, there will be arguments, and you don't need these arguments, you don't need those frictions in your household, because your household should be your greatest support channel. If it's possible, it's not even always possible in that sense, but please keep this in mind. And let's go out there, guys, and I really hope we meet all of you guys in the Budapest event. We are coming. It's going to be a great event. Have some great things loading for you. Yeah, it's going to be an amazing time. And come down there. If you still have a few people you haven't asked if they're coming to the event, make sure you are calling them all up in your team, because guys, there's the biggest reason why people don't attend an event. You know what that is? They actually didn't get the question if they want to join. They didn't get that call. They didn't get that extra push maybe that they need to make that decision. They maybe didn't get help in terms of creativity of how they're going to solve babysitting, of how they're going to solve one extra day off of work, or how they're going to solve this and how they're going to solve that. Keep this in mind, that you can be a great resource. You can be one of these persons that really make the big change for all these people that maybe have to come. Maybe they were in the Dubai event, and maybe they think that they don't need to come to an event again. But what these people, and maybe you don't even understand, is that when you are in an event, what you will perceive and understand, you have no idea before you get there. You have no idea what people will talk about on stage. You have no idea what will actually go into your heart, into your mind. You have no idea what actually will set you on fire to maybe take that extra leap in faith and actually be able to pour yourself out there and create those massive and amazing results in this industry. So with those words, I'll leave it over to Emil again, so he will round up. Thank you, guys.
All right. Thank you, Nabil. Thank you, Danish. We will just run it off and say, guys, we have a powerful week ahead of us. Take this information, apply it. Otherwise, it will be wasted. And we'll see you guys on the next week Mastermind, where we will come with new information, new trainings, and new action steps for you guys to make it even better. Now, I have two things for everyone right now. Inside of our Telegram group, we have a 14 minutes long voice note from Alex. So make sure you listen to this. And if you scroll up higher in our Telegram group, you have a video from Tony Robbins. So listen very carefully to what he says about our industry as well. So with that being said, I hope everyone have a great weekend. And we will see you guys on the next webinar. Take care, guys.